I think we can start, Jad, right? Do we have music playing or anything here?
Nope. So let's go ahead.
All right, guys. First of all, GM everyone. Welcome back to Power Up Culture. Super excited to be back with everyone here. I've missed all of you guys, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this space. Just to give everyone some context, we've got here Gauthier from Merch. He's going to be representing this new project. So, welcome to Power Up Culture, Gauthier. I can't wait to dive into your world and discuss the
Thank you.
topics with you today. Web3 guy, Ayman, MG, I hope you guys are doing well. To the listeners that are joining in, we hope you enjoy this space as well. Just to give everyone a little bit of context, we have two segments. The first segment is going to be industry topic discussions, and then we're going to dive into the world of Merch. And finally, we're going to be announcing the trivia winners and the new trivia that is out. So stay tuned to know all about that. I think we can kick this episode off with you, MG. What do you got for us?
Yeah, guys, we're all on X. We know that X has a lot of bots, and this has been an issue for the longest time. And a lot of solutions are out there, like captchas and so on. But now with a lot of AI enhancement, a lot of algorithms being so smart, they can basically run through these captchas, and then bots are acting as humans. So one thing Elon is planning on doing is introducing payments to his platform. He already has payments for these premium tiers. He has $8.16, and I don't know how far he goes into these tiers. But now he wants to have a payment on the basic level for posting and for liking, for reposting, for bookmarking. So in order to engage in any type or to post on any type in the app, you will now need to have a pay a fee. But you can still browse, you can still follow people without paying a fee for a free account. And he tested that out in Philippines, if I'm not mistaken, and one other country, just to see how people would react. But so far, I think he should be moving forward with it. There hasn't been much backlash because the payment was only $1 annual, so it's just the minimum entry just to eliminate bots. But he said that after 3 months, there's no payment required. Like this is only applicable to new users. After 3 months, they can engage freely in the account. And this is where I thought that there was a bit of a okay, you're saying there's a payment, but then after 3 months, there's no payment. So can't new accounts just pay for 3 months, and then they're gonna be bots all over X?
MG, it's like a captcha. It's like a paid captcha type of thing, right? And then after 3 months, it verifies that you're not a bot, and then you keep posting normally, or would that be considered that your
No,
account can change from a non-botted account to a botted account?
no, I don't think that's the case. I think it's a paid account. Basically, you need to pay a subscription or an annual fee for using X. And after 3 months, basically your account would be eligible to do these actions for free. Now he said that this is only applicable for new accounts. So I don't know the whole mechanism about it. It hasn't been enrolled yet.
The $1 charge is similar to what credit cards are doing when they want before they charge you your full amount, they take $1 just to make sure that the card is correct, you have the right information, there's balance at least in the account, and then they charge you the full part. It seems like a verification, but what I find interesting, MG, about this is that a user, when they sign up, can read and see and view videos and view content, so they're not restricted from that. They're restricted from engaging. A large percentage of users on X are consuming content, so this doesn't necessarily affect them directly. I know a lot of people, they follow others and so on, but they rarely post or retweet or repost or or comment, so they're there to consume the content bit. That's one. Second, the 3-month behavior is, I'm assuming they're looking at certain indicators to make sure that the user account is a valid user account. Are they logging in from the same IP? Do they check it once or twice a week? Do they follow the same types of accounts or so on? So I'm sure they have indicators that shows this is a human versus a bot. And I think with time, the bots will try to figure that out. But for now, for X to say 3 months until they let you comment and do things, I think that can work. And again, we'll have to see how that works out for them. So with Elon, he does a lot of experimentation publicly. So we enabled the feature where you have to pay to comment and react the first few months when you join the platform. And then with time, you say, you know what, I'm going to turn this off, and they turn it off. So I'm not very worried about that from experimentation perspective.
Yeah, I do agree with what you said, especially that they're similar to cards. We do have some form of that in Web3, like connecting your wallet with a minimum amount just to make sure that there are no bots entering dApps and so on. And the $1 annual fee is such a low barrier to entry for most users that want to just use the platform because he has much higher tiers of payment. But do you think the payment itself would be an enough deterrent for bots or for users not to engage using these bots?
I don't think the approach of X to the $1 would be the problem. It's more of, do users have access to a credit card or not? So a lot of, for those of us who have cards, we just assume that it's okay. Yeah, of course, I'll use it. But many countries, they don't have cards easily. They pay alternatively with prepaid cards they buy in the market. They pay with their mobile phone bill and so on. But yeah, I see you nodding. What are your thoughts on this?
To be honest, I have a mixed feeling about that. The first one is that I definitely feel like a lot of people may be completely pushed away from X because of that, just for the principle of paying, because they want that to be completely free, and just paying just a single dollar per year may be a complete blocking point just for the principle. And on the other end, I'm wondering if it's not just a way for Elon to test if people are ready to pay just a super minimum amount, but just to see if you can psychologically go and take your credit card and pay $1 per year. If you can do it, maybe you can get $5 per year and 10 or something like that. Don't you think?
Yeah, that's a very interesting point, because something that I'm currently facing is that my gym membership basically my gym currently raises their gym membership, and I only find that out once I'm renewing the membership at the gym. So I'm automatically like, I'm used to this type of membership. Then I up $5, then I'm up another $5, then I'm up $5. So I'm always paying and paying and paying because they know I have an appetite. I mean, gym is a lifestyle, but that's exactly your point. If people are used to it and then they just incrementally start to increase it, yeah, I think they will reach much higher revenues.
The answer we all need, MG, is, are you going to the gym? Paying is one thing, but are you going to the gym?
No, after my shoulder injury now, I can proudly say I'm back in the gym, amen.
Okay. So you want us to ask you about your shoulder injury? Do you have a cool story to share?
No, I just injured it in tennis. I was out for a few months. That was it. Pretty boring story.
Okay. See Gauthier, how he very calmly mentioned tennis. He mentioned the gym.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's my lifestyle, man. That's my lifestyle. I can't hide it.
But the comparison is excellent. I mean, it's exactly like the gym. The business model of a gym is that basically they make money out of people that don't come. I think it will be the same with Twitter. They will basically make money out of people that don't use it, but they just paid casually $1 or $2, something like that.
And also, Gauthier, after they add their credit card, because his long-term goal is to have payments, for it to be peer-to-peer payments and so on. So once more and more people add enough credit cards onto the platform as well, that takes X a step closer to for it to be a payment platform.
Ayman, I wanted to ask your opinion on this. We know that a lot of social media platforms are actually struggling with trying to eliminate bots from their platforms. So do you think what Elon now is doing would pave the way for other social media platforms to just follow into the same steps to try to eliminate the botted accounts that they have on these platforms?
I think a lot of what the social media platforms are doing is they're seeing what others are doing. So what is TikTok doing for us to do something similar? What is Elon doing for us to do something similar? So when X did their verification, and Meta took a step towards that direction. When Facebook, even not long before Meta, they did their news feed where they don't show you real time; they start to show you engaged posts. That's when also others started to follow that. So they tend to follow each other on this. So if X implements the payment for being interactive to reduce the bots, and it turns out to be successful, and Elon is not the type that's fine. He will share publicly saying, "Oh, we did this, we reduced them by X or so on." He'll be very public about that. Then yes, very likely others will follow on this.
And to what extent do you think that the current or the new users would follow into such a policy with payments? And do you think it's going to like diverge users away from the platform because now you have to pay to use this platform?
If people who will stay away from the platform would be people who are casually interested. So if you and I are hanging out and you keep on telling about Twitter or so on, I'll be curious. I want to try it out and check it and try it out. If it's just out of curiosity because somebody else keeps on mentioning it to me, that type of user will unlikely continue or stay. But then again, that type of user will likely sign up. I don't think they're going to add a credit card from the beginning. They're going to sign up. You're going to sign up. You're going to have your own experience. But as soon as you reply or like, and say, "Hey, look, your fresh account, give us your credit card." So but you can keep the account. I don't. It's going to deter it a little bit, but not significantly. The platform will continue to grow.
Yeah.
Ayman, I have a question. Don't you think this will kind of scare new users from joining Twitter? That's one. Two, there is a lot of old accounts that are bots, so this won't solve the old accounts issue. There are already a lot of bots.
I'm making assumptions here, Jad. So for X to say that we want to add credit cards to reduce the number of bots, that means they have an ongoing problem of bots continuing to join and add to the platform. So this is a way to reduce the number of bots that are being created. I don't think it will eradicate it fully, but it will reduce the onboarding of newer ones. Especially that the cost of a bot is nothing. It's a fraction of usage of CPU and memory and so on. So it's not a big deal. But for the existing bots that you have, existing bots that are there, they won't be affected. They won't be affected by the credit card addition on this. So it won't completely reduce the number of bots, but it will reduce at least adding. So if you have a pool of water and you're trying to drain that pool of water, the first thing you need to do is to stop the inflow, at least reduce the inflow of water, and then look at, okay, how do I drain the rest of the water that I have?
Yeah.
I love the example that you just gave, Ayman, 100%. Before we continue with our topics, I just want to welcome Goosebumps from Ordinal Jollies. Thank you for joining us today. I'm aware that you would not be speaking today, but it's super exciting to have you here with us. And a little bit of a gossip topic before we move on to the next one. Do you guys know Vine? Have you tested Vine before?
Yeah, good old
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, so Elon tweeted, do you want Vine back? So I think he's hinting at bringing Vine back to the users. What do you think about that, MG? Have you used it? Would you use it again? Would you be excited to see Vine back?
Yeah, I mean, Vine walked so that TikTok can run now. Vine was the first version of short form video that got people into this type of content, and I think we have a lot of apps currently that are imitating what Vine was, or an evolution of basically what TikTok is now. It's a nice throwback, but I think the app market is saturated enough unless you want to do a specific niche. I mean, Vine used to have this 6-second thing. Like you have to be very creative in 6 seconds. But these platforms nowadays are moving into 10 to 15-minute videos you're just watching on the platform. So they want more users on the app so that they can post, so they can show them ads and make more revenue and so on. I think Vine would be a nice throwback, but I think we have a lot of similar apps in the market.
Gautier, how's your experience with Vine back in the day?
Oh gosh, honestly, when you mentioned Vine, I was like, is it a brand new application? Oh no, the good old Vine from like, oh gosh, 10 years ago or something. Honestly, I
It's
never created anything on Vine, but I was using it a lot just to, see this kind of, yeah, TikTok style video. But today, I'm definitely not a TikTok guy. It's not for me. I'm probably too old for that. But I was definitely on Vine. And you know what? When Elon Musk proposed maybe to get Vine back on track, it sounds like he's going to build this kind of app that will basically cover all your needs, like basically a TikTok plus X plus sales stuff, some sort of a combination of everything in a single app. That's more or less what he announced at the beginning. Like this WeChat or stuff like that we have in China. And I think that maybe the vision is to have X becoming one of these apps that covers all your needs.
So Vine as a social network started in 2013. So yes, 10, 11 years ago.
Oh
It
gosh.
ended up shutting down in 2017, but 2013 was when it was there. And it was one of the early versions of a vertical video, short form, 6-second videos. And a lot of it had to do with why are we consuming 6-second videos? What message can you show? But then with creativity, whether it's individuals who found their first fame and creativity on Vine, and they later on moved on to become YouTube stars and so on. And then also, I remember Wolverine, the movie, had a 6-second trailer, which was very, very good. It's enough for you to look at roughly what the story is. It's action-packed. It's about Wolverine, so you have enough of an indication for what the movie is about. There is a lot of nostalgia for it, but now with X wanting to bring back Vine, it's part of X's move to do more video in Vine. So they're being very public about it's a video first. They share about how the month-to-month growth of videos on the platform is growing, and they're trying to differentiate themselves from others. So maybe a Vine format could be a differentiator. Keeping in mind, in 2013, mobile data was expensive and slow, so a 6-second video made sense. But now, in 2024, mobile data is faster and cheaper than 2013. So maybe there might not be much of a need for the 6 seconds. So they might bring it back, but with a twist, we'll have to wait and see.
But go ahead.
Oh no,
What you
sorry.
say.
No. My thought is that even if the things have changed from a technical standpoint, because it's definitely easier to get access to. Data is definitely cheaper than when it was 10 years ago. But on the other end, the economy around attention has changed a lot. It's extremely hard to have someone getting focused on 7 seconds on something today than what it was 10 years ago. So I think it will definitely be a massive challenge to get people to watch a video of 2 minutes. Today, people will basically scroll, and that's what you get on TikTok. So that's that's why you have so many creators having billions of views on TikTok, because they create super short, maybe not 6 seconds, but extremely short content, and people will just scroll again and again all day long. That's my
Yeah.
view.
Speaking of the 6 seconds part, because even if a TikTok is 15 seconds, the view time is less than 15. If it's 1 minute, it's also less than that. So it's always anywhere from 1 second, where as soon as you see it, you swipe it up, or 6 seconds in, 8 seconds in, 12 seconds in. So one of the events I was attending about for content creators, one of the speakers said that he makes sure that with his team, they're creating so a 1 minute video for them is a 3-second clip. So it's a combination of 3-second clips. So for them, they think in 3 seconds for them to build a 1 minute. So 3-second increments, that's 2 scenes to get the Vine video of 6 seconds.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, Vine is actually good. Like I used to watch Zach King and all the magic trick videos, like which used to be very
Yes, he
good.
got his start. Him and many others got their start there for
Yeah.
sure.
And I mean, 6 second is pretty good time frame where you have to show your best for within just 6 seconds. So I do believe Vine can go crazy. Like yes.
Yeah, exactly. And we know that attention spans do range from 2 seconds to over 20 minutes, but I feel like it is increasing with time, and the average is around 8 seconds. So it didn't really make sense to me when Instagram started allowing longer videos, because I feel like catching a person's attention with 6 seconds is amazing, and you would encourage them to watch the video over and over and over again because they didn't really get enough of watching that video. What do you think about that, Ayman?
With TikTok, many people, what they've been doing is they've been making sure that their video loops. You know how you reach the end of the scene and then it goes back and it loops again, but it still makes sense. So that requires a lot of work. That was also a Vine thing as well. So I think we want to spend more time as users with video. I think we will accept 6 minutes, 1 minute, 1 minute, and longer. I can see a bit more of going back to longer form. I'm seeing more and more of TikTok spending, enabling longer videos. YouTube is also in their algorithm, they're favoring even more, even longer videos as well. So it's always a cycle where we go back to long form, then we say, oh no, long form is horrible, let's go back to short form. And then it goes back, and now we had 6 second Vine, and 11 years later we're going back to that format.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes total sense. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know this award-winning composer, but are you guys familiar with Hans Zimmer? He was the person that
course.
created he composed the song for the anthem for Dune as well. And this is what I'm going to speak about right now was a very odd collaboration that I came across. Hans Zimmer is now collaborating with Tron, the cryptocurrency project, and he is doing a song that's described as the Web3 generation song to reflect the challenges and experience that were faced by the founder of Tron. And we also know that Tron is now facing some lawsuits from the SEC. So it is a very special collaboration, especially that it's with Hans Zimmer. But Ayman, how do you think, considering that the legal issues surrounding Tron, what do you think are the risks and benefits of having a high-profile person like Hans Zimmer associated with Tron?
So first, I'm a Hans Zimmer fan from a music perspective for movies, right? So I enjoy the movies. I don't listen to it on Spotify. It's dedicated to Hans Zimmer. Every now and then, maybe once or twice a year, but mostly when it comes to the videos, he's going to be in Dubai at the end of May as well, performing. Now, for him to partner with other brands, I think it's a combination of many different things that he's doing. So I don't know enough about the partnership. But he has partnered with many up and coming directors and so on long before they were very well known. So he's taken chances on, let's say, bizarre or on non-traditional things, and this might be a step towards that.
Sarah, do we have a glimpse of the song? This was the first question. Second question, is the song describing, like, first of all, you mentioned Tron's founder, which is Justin's son. So is it describing like his journey into Web3 and crypto and so on?
Actually, I'm not sure of the details. I have not heard the anthem yet, but I do have a link for the anthem. I'm going to share it now with a website. Play a part of it for us to see what it is about.
Okay.
You have a clip to play?
Yeah, I'm just sending the link over right now.
Oh, so then, yeah, well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's super interesting that Hans Zimmer will be attending, doing a concert in Dubai. I am a Hans Zimmer fan too, and not only in movies, but also I've seen some of the reels on Instagram that are getting a lot of hype, or with audios that are created by anthems done by Hans Zimmer, which means he's getting revenue from Instagram and social platforms like TikTok as well.
I'm gonna share my screen and show a bunch of movies that Hans Zimmer did the score to. All right, it doesn't show very well. So Gladiator, Inception, Dune, Interstellar. Interstellar was tough from his perspective. Lion King, Dark Knight, Kung Fu Panda series, Top Gun, Da Vinci Code. So all of these are Pearl Harbor, Pirates of the Caribbean, Man of Steel, Dark Knight, a bunch of Bond movies, Spider-Man, Sherlock Holmes, The Rock, Megamind. So there are a wide variety of different types of movies. So yeah, he's solid when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of movies. I didn't know that he did collaborate on all these movies. I thought there
Yeah.
were only a few. Gauthier, do you know Hans Zimmer? Do you like Hans Zimmer?
Yeah. Actually, I saw him live in Paris a couple months ago, and
Would
it
you
was
recommend it? Because I wasn't sure, because I like the songs. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do whatever a 2 hour show.
So it's just my personal feeling.
You gave my
I'm
answer, Gabriel. I have my answer. It's like with the pause.
I'm a huge fan of the songs. I'm a huge fan of the mood he has created, but I'm not a huge fan of the human being, let's say. He is some sort of a weird character, specifically on stage. So yeah, honestly, if you really love what he does, you will not be disappointed. But yeah, I think that the human being is maybe not as good as the music. That's my
Do
personal
they have
feeling.
visuals during the show to make it, visuals from the movie or so on, or no?
I'm sorry?
Do they have visuals from the movies while they're playing the songs, or not so much?
Yeah, they do have some sort of a screen with some. It was more, something that echoes the movie, not actual scenes from the movie. But the thing is that you had an actual orchestra, and just for that, just for having a real orchestra playing Hans Zimmer in front of you, wow, okay, this is massive. It's a fact. But as you said, he had so many collaborations with so many directors, and now he's working with a blockchain. I don't know. I mean, I was not expecting that from him. I feel like he was not chasing money, but maybe he has some taxes to pay. I don't know. Just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the reason for him to collaborate on such a collaboration with Tron, it's more than to create music, but to symbolize the culture of Tron and Web3 technology and the new generation that we're following, keeping in mind that he's been doing anthems for a lot of movies, futuristic movies, and movies that showcase history and whatnot. So I feel like it aligns with his vision for the future, for the current things that are happening around the world, and the resilience and innovation of technology. Web3 guy, can we play a part of the song, please?
Yeah. Let me share my screen and the sound. Sarah, when I show my screen, just confirm that you're listening to.
Yeah, of course. But for now, we don't have anything.
Gauthier, you said. All right.
Yeah, we can see your screen, Web3 guy. Thank you.
Can you hear anything?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so
It's
yeah,
fine. It's
not
fine. No,
working.
no. All right. All right. So what's our next topic?
So the next topic is a handheld gaming Web3 device. So it's like the early PSP version of the PlayStation, like the small one we used to play with our hands. But
Is this an example of something that is a regular game, but it has to be on Web3? We're adding a Web3 type to it?
yes, because it's developed because they said it's blockchain powered. So wow, new product. It's
It doesn't have AI?
no. This one will be released in 2025. It's connected directly to the blockchain, to the crypto wallets, so it's way easier to pay directly from crypto wallets to in-game purchases. So pros and cons. It's easier to use to pay. Cons, we will pay more from now on while playing. And yeah, it's developed by I think, the developers of the Sui network, the blockchain. They have a blockchain, they have a token. So yeah, and they will add some features to it, like connecting crypto wallets directly. So I think it will be like a phone. You connect your crypto wallet to it. So any app you open or game, you can directly pay without going through the hassle of opening your wallet, signing the transaction, approving 300 signatures that we never read, and so on.
I don't
You
know.
know,
Gautier, what's your thought on Web3 games? Are you seeing a major difference with the regular games, or and then giving it a blockchain spin, or are they the same to you, or you don't care much about gaming?
So maybe I should give you a little bit of background about myself. So I've been into
I used
NFTs
to
since
build games, and they're on the blockchain.
No, I haven't built games. I've actually played a lot of blockchain games, and one of the earliest game I've played was Axie Infinity in 2019. So I have some sort of a deep background into blockchain gaming when it was not famous yet. I mean, I met the founder of Sorare in 2018, and basically, I definitely share this vibe of interoperability, true ownership, having games that could basically work together, and all this stuff without having massive studios. I feel there is something about decentralized gaming that is truly valuable and will potentially change how we perceive game. I'm not sure we are here yet. So to be honest, I've heard a lot about the gaming narrative for 2024, that it may be the new era of NFTs. I don't know. It sounds quite early to me. I feel like gaming with NFTs has definitely a lot to build. Like, considering that you could build a game and these assets could have a completely different use case in another game, and there's nothing the developers could do about it. That is really cool. This open gaming ecosystem is really, really interesting. And this notion of you truly own your assets is definitely a revolution too. But I think it's something that will arrive gradually over the next few years. And why not from independent studios, but as well from big ones? I definitely expect people from Ubisoft or Activision to consider something like that. Maybe 1 or 2 years from now.
Ordinal Jolies, are you a gamer?
Not really, but I used to play Clash of Clans and all those, not Web3 games. I used to play a lot of Clash of Clans, Clash Royales, and all those games. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have actually been into some competition in BGMI and PUBG's, like PUBG thing, but not anymore. I stopped playing games. Yeah.
Ayman, I do think that maybe adding this physical element to Web3 games could be a good introduction for more people to get used to it, and then it becoming more mainstream for a lot of us to play with. Because I would play traditional games, but I'm not used to the whole idea of connecting my wallet and these purchases, blockchain, and so on. But if there was this device that was pretty good as a product and it was marketed well, it was marketed to the right audience, maybe younger audience, they would get connected to that product, and maybe it would kick off like a boom of good blockchain games.
The concern I have with Web3 games is that the developers they fall in love with the Web3 aspect of it, and they don't focus as much on the gaming aspect of this. At the end, it's a game that people want to enjoy, they want to engage in, they want to spend more time in, they want to buy power-ups and level ups within the game itself, they want to connect with other gamers on this. So the Web3 bit is a bit more of a background enablement. I don't see it as a prime aspect of the game. I understand that having your ranking on the blockchain, having some of your assets that you in the game on the blockchain for you to exchange, a lot of them have coins that you. So I get that, but the prerequisite for all of this is to have a proper game, whether it's on a handheld device, on the web, on the mobile app, for it to be a really good game that people come back to again and again, especially that gaming is definitely a very, very busy space to be in.
Yeah, Ayman, this is a good transition to our last topic, where developers focused more on AI and not really on user experience. Remember when Humane announced their AI pin? The one that you mentioned you were gonna get
The
a
one
gift.
that MKBHD, crushed.
Exactly. Butchered, yeah, the one that he butchered, basically. So yeah, reviews are in, and it's basically a lot of people are saying, and basically MKBHD Marquez Brownlee is saying that it's one of the worst products, and not the worst product that he has reviewed. It has very inconsistent and bad battery life. The UI is terrible. It takes a lot of time to get answers, and it's just not a good of a product as the founders of the business wanted it to be, because it had an image of its future self, and what they actually deliver to the customer is just a terrible idea of what that would have been.
The AI pin was something I had high hopes for, and I planned to. There are two senior executives that I know that they have, they own everything. There's no present you can give them that they don't have. I thought maybe this could be something that they would appreciate and is unique to them.
Yeah.
But after I've been seeing the reviews or so on, I'm thinking, it's a no. It's a no from my side on this. Yeah, I want to make sure that I give them something that they like and appreciate, even if it has the AI label on it. It has to be better. And there's a lot of talk about the reviews that came in, especially from MKBHD on how tough his review was, and he made a follow-up video saying do reviews, bankrupt companies, and then whatever. So yes, it's a tough one. Gautier, are you using any AI device, Meta glasses, something like this, or are you keeping an eye on something for that or no?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I'm obviously personally using AI on a daily basis with all the. Of course, I use ChatGPT. I've been using Midjourney a lot, DALI a lot as well for a lot of different use case. But what I'm focused on right now is obviously due to my background at the intersection between NFTs and AI. And you know what? I feel like we are doing the same mistake again. We are too focused on the tech itself and not enough on how it can be used. So, that's what we have done with NFTs. Was like, oh, we should call that crypto something, NFT, blah, blah, blah. But what about the actual utility of this thing? And same with AI, I feel like there's a lot of, hey, we should put these keywords together and we'll create magic out of this. It's not that simple. What about the actual problem you are solving? AI is not a solution in itself, it's just a tool. You may have a crazy shovel, but what are you doing to do with this shovel? I feel the same with AI. So that's where my head is right now. What can we do between AI and NFTs?
All right, so let's talk more about the projects.
Yep, it is finally time to dive into your world at Merch, Gautier. So please take a couple of minutes, tell us what you guys are doing and what the project is all about.
Sure, thank you. So maybe just to give you a little bit of context about this. So me personally, so I'm from a company called NFT 18 historically, which is doing market research and a little bit of, let's say, strategy consulting around NFTs. And recently we joined forces with NFT Studios, which is the company, the tech studio that handled all the drops for PAC, for Akatao, for Tom Sachs, a couple of stuff for Sotheby's as well. So they're quite big in the art industry. And basically, just to be clear, I'm not from the merch team myself. I've basically supported the merch drop, and I'm working with NFT Studios on this one. And honestly, I'm not here at all to sell you anything. I'm not there to shield a product. It's just that I think that this intersection between fashion and NFTs and Web3 is potentially one of the most interesting for this year. So let me tell you what merch is all about. So it's an NFT drop where basically you don't really know what the NFT and the physical asset you'll get will look like. So you mint the NFT, you get a canvas created by an artist called Gilbert Hernandez, who is a famous American comic drawer. And on this, after a certain period of time, you get basically the pattern, the real colors that will appear. And the interesting thing is that what you see on your canvas is exactly what you will get at the end. So every physical hoodie, every physical piece of fashion will be unique. So it's not just having unique NFTs and everyone will get the same kind of merch. Every physical piece will be unique. So if you go to the website, unfortunately, I'm on my phone right now, but you'll see that basically your right arm or left one may be on different colors. So all combinations will be unique per definition, which is kind of cool. So the context of a project is that it's not made by completely unknown people. That's an important point. So the founder is called Mini Muse, or her real name is Colby Mugrabi, who is from a quite a famous family of business people and art collectors. And the advisors are Beeple, seed phrase, the COO of Uniswap. The main investor is 6529. So, there's some sort of a big background of business people, fashion people. I've personally been to their pop-up events in New York. And to be completely honest, at that point, I didn't really know who were behind the project. I was working with them, but I haven't done my research. And I arrived at the pop-up event and saw all these cars, waiting in front of the event. And I met Tom Sachs. I saw that Marc Jacobs himself went to the event. The Olsen twins, for the old people like me, you remember the Olsen twins when they were just super young. And I just saw that, gosh, there's a lot of people around this project. And what is interesting is that for once, this project is not made by tech people. It's made by people from fashion. And in terms of storytelling, it's not about, hey, we are a tech company, blah, blah, blah. No, that's a fashion brand that is creating its first collection. And NFTs is just a way for you to own something on top of a physical one. And they've basically handled this kind of balance between physical and digital, where on every hoodie, you'll get quite a classical NFC chipset, and that's a way for you to gain reward, and of course to have this token gated access to certain events and so on. So what we have done so far is just the first drop, which is called Egg. So it's really the really beginning. And just for your information, they raised like 6 million, 7 million, something like that. So I cannot tell you everything about the roadmap, but what has been done yet is really just the first step. So you probably have heard about Artifact, about 9DCC, and that works really well, really, really well. And I feel like Merch has the potential to do something like that because they've taken the things the right way. It's not about the tech, it's about the fashion, it's about style. And I really, really hope that this, not I hope, I think that this new narrative about fashion and NFTs is the new way to create communities. It's no more about just, hey, you can join a Discord, it's going to be amazing. Now it's more about, hey, get this, and when you go to an event, you'll see people like you. You'll see people that wear the same stuff as you. And this kind of community side of things, it's really deep into the NFT space and deep into human beings. And I feel like it's maybe the right way to create an actual community out of fashion X NFT.
So it's a fashion brand, right? So at the core of
Right.
it, it's a fashion brand where people buy the fashion brand, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And I'm checking on the website, you're mentioning that there's algorithmically generated hoodies.
What? Sorry, excuse me.
Algorithmically generated hoodies.
Yes, actually,
So
exactly.
How is that? How is that? Is there like is there a core design elements that you put together and the algorithm mixes them together and gives you a version that mixes them again, gives you another version? Is that it?
Actually, this is generative UDI. So it means that you don't know when you basically click on mint, you really don't know which color will be, which trait you'll get for every part of your hoodie. So the right, left of the color, the hoodie itself, you may have different traits. It can be in a French terry, it can be in cashmere. So it's basically a generative process to create the NFT, but the physical one will actually look exactly like the one you got. So it's generative physical hoodie generation.
Okay, and you mint the user would mint the NFT. In the minting process, they're randomly generating the NFT, which then becomes the actual physical clothes that you will manufacture and ship to them.
Exactly, exactly. And I can tell you, my wife is into fashion. She's working for luxury fashion in Paris, and I can tell you that issuing unique digital garments, unique physical garments, is something that is a headache for everyone. Usually, you buy your quantity and you issue like 10,000 of this one with these colors, and that's it. When you have to issue one with an arm of this color, one with an arm of another color, it's an headache. It's something that honestly no one tried to do because it's way too complex. But they found a way.
What I find interesting about this is that as a business, you're collecting the money from the user, and then you are creating the print and sending it to them. So it's a prepaid aspect of manufacturing. There's no inventory, and there is a unique aspect as well, somewhat to that.
Yeah, a little bit. So I cannot tell you exactly the whole process because I think part of that is quite secret. But yeah, it's definitely, yeah, people will basically pay first. They get the NFT right away, and they will get the physical garment down the road. So yeah, you pay first. It's some sort of a pre-order indeed.
All right. So they have, so in this, they get the NFT, which has value. They get the printed printed product that has its own value that you ship to them and they wear it. They get access to a community for events. Is that it as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. They will, due to the network they will have yeah, VIP event where you can only enter if you have the NFC chipset here.
All right, all right, all right. And
Yeah.
what's your role, Gauthier, with the project?
What, sorry?
What's your role with the project?
So my role here is, so I'm some sort of an account manager here. So I've helped on the strategy, and basically I've really helped them understand how the NFT market works. So I'm the let's say part of the strategy guy in this whole thing.
All right, all right. And I can see on your website that you guys are minting. So you open up on the 16th of April and then 17th as well. So
Yes.
tell us more about the mint.
So right now, so it's almost sold out, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't checked today, but yeah, it's
565 out of 960.
yes, exactly. So we are quite close. And so once this will be sold out, the idea is basically to get more and more close to, you know, the traditional let's say fashion cycle, because right now there is some sort of a massive gap between fashion and tech, and so, you know, the goal would be to do like I don't know if you've heard about Vivienne Tam, but Vivienne Tam has been the first creator to have NFTs that actually are displayed on the catwalk during a fashion week. And so gradually the goal is not to be a tech company, but a fashion brand that will be able to be displayed during fashion weeks and things like that. So I think there is something quite interesting because all of the codes from Web3 have been used. For example, you know, you have this digital one, you have a virtual one that you will be able to use in any virtual world when it will be ready. And you have this notion of, you know, of trace, of a raffle, and potentially, you know, you don't have like a legendary, epic, blah, blah, blah. It's more like if you are lucky enough, you will get one in Kashmir. And let's be honest, if you get one hoodie in Kashmir, completely in Kashmir, it's quite a good deal for you. because it's usually way more expensive than that. So, there's a little bit of, if I'm lucky enough, I will get an actual piece of garment in my that I can wear that is worth way more than what I paid for. So there's a little bit of luck as well.
Okay. As we wrap up this segment, this guest segment, where do you want to send users, and what's your main message to them, lead to the mint or the product?
So my main message is that I think fashion is is one of the main narrative for this new cycle for NFTs. And what we've done with NFT Studios is something that we plan to do for other fashion company. So basically, my message here today is not, hey, buy merch. No financial advice, of course. Merch is a really interesting project, and I think that with NFT Studios, we'll have a lot of other opportunities like that to support fashion brands. So that's my story today. Fashion is the new era.
Thank you, Gauthier, for joining us today and for sharing your project with us. Ordinal Jollies. So you want to tell us more about why you love ordinals?
Eamon, if I'm not mistaken, Ordinal Jolies were just here for support. They will not be talking about Ordinal Jolies today. They just want to join in for support, yeah. But I think it is time to announce the winners of the trivia and the new trivia that is out. So, Web3 guy, who are this week's trivia masters?
Let's go. So, in third place for this week, we have the projector, which is Dudong Lucky. Congrats. I see you in the audience. Congratulations. In second place, we have our regular winner from week to week, Mr. Knife. Congrats, Knife. I'm sure you're also in the audience. You don't skip a space. Congratulations, man. And in first place, we have a new winner for this week, which is Misa Blue. Congratulations, Misa, and see you next week on the Gary V Trivia.
Let's go. Congratulations. We don't have the audio today, but MG, can we get a pew 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 from you today?
Of course, it won't be a winner's announcement without a pew pew pew.
Let's go. Congratulations, Miza, Amnavi, and Dudong Lucky. Can't wait to see who's going to top the leaderboard next week on How Well Do You Know Gary V. It's all about Gary V's history with Web 2 and Web 3. So check his website out before you go and test your skills on all you know about him. And best of luck, guys. We'll be announcing the winners next week. I want to take a moment to thank the audience and the listeners today. We hope you enjoyed the space. Ordinal Jolies, thank you for joining. And Gauthier, super interesting to have you here with us. Thank you for joining and giving us your time. We wish you the best of luck on merch. MG, Web3 guy, Ayman, until next week, keep powering up.
Thank you.